Good afternoon, everyone. Virgo here. It is October 18th, 2019. I just wanted to quickly draw your attention to this article that was just released in the Augusta Chronicle, which reads, Sovsit on trial for allegedly seeking millions from government officials illegally. Here we go again with illegal liens, so on and so forth. Just wanted to make sure everybody was able to actually take a look at this. This went up on the 16th of October. So on Wednesday, it says after the IRS declined to give Timothy Pate millions of dollars in tax refunds, Pate sued the man in charge of the IRS. And when the judge dismissed his lawsuit, Pate filed $33 million in liens against the former IRS commissioner and $15 million in liens against a federal magistrate judge. He later added the then Inspector General of the Treasury Department, other IRS officials, and a federal bankruptcy court judge. When that failed, according to witnesses called Wednesday in Pat's trial in U.S. District Court, Pat sought to force some of those targets into involuntary bankruptcy. For those of you that don't know what involuntary bankruptcy is, it is something very specific that is done by a actual creditor. I will go into that in another video so that you guys can understand how that works a little bit better. It's a very, very difficult process for a creditor to get done and is done very rarely. And when U.S. Bankruptcy Court Judge Susan Barrett dismissed those petitions, Pate filed maritime liens against Magistrate Judge Brian Epps for $100 million and against Barrett for $33 million. He also filed liens against a career IRS executive whose name was on the February 14, 2018 letter informing Pate he was not going to get millions in tax refunds, and the clerk of the bankruptcy court for the Southern District of Georgia. Pate has pleaded not guilty to charges of filing false retaliatory liens against federal officials and false bankruptcy court declarations. Pate, who has been in custody since his indictment last year, is not attending his trial. As we all know, he's obviously a Sovsit. According to witnesses Wednesday, Pate failed to file any tax returns for the years 2011 through 2014. In a 2015 return, he claimed he had no income but requested a refund of more than $2.75 million. He listed his occupation as creditor. After the IRS warned Pate of frivolous filing claims that would cost him $5,000 in penalties, he continued to insist he was due the refund. His 2016 tax return claimed a refund of $1.15 million, and his 2017 return claimed a refund of more than $3.72 million. Pate contested the denial of his refunds in U.S. tax court. His petition was dismissed in October of 2017, and that same month he filed suit in U.S. District Court in Augusta against John Koskian, the commissioner of the IRS from December of 2013 to November of 2017, a position that requires Senate confirmation. Koskinen had several prestigious positions in government, including executive director of the government-owned corporation Freddie Mac, which buys mortgages and packages them into mortgage-backed securities as the Great Recession began in 2008. If I butchered Koskinen's name, I apologize. Epps, who presides over most pretrial matters in Augusta's federal court, testified Pate sought Koskinen's bank records and IRS returns, which might have eventually been deemed discovery material. Before Koskinen was served with the lawsuit, Pate responded in a strange fashion to Epps' denial of his motion and threatened financial consequences for any judge who might dismiss his suit. Pate also tried to obtain an arrest warrant for Koskinen when he learned Pate has filed a lien against him. Epps testified his initial response was to laugh, but was concerned about the safety of his family and the possibility that people in the community might view the newspaper legal notice of lien as actually a legitimate lien. On May 21st of 2018, Barrett learned Pate filed petitions for involuntary bankruptcy against 5 people, including Epps. Of the thousands of bankruptcy cases that she has presided over, 5,000 to 7,000 in one single normal month, Barrett said she has only seen 4 involuntary petitions, including those she grouped as one for Pate. It's an extraordinary means for creditors to force a debtor into bankruptcy, and it is intentionally difficult in order to protect citizens, she noted. There must be a legitimate debt that is not being paid and a financial obligation that the debtor acknowledges he is liable for and that he is not able to dispute. Pate's petition failed on the second part of that requirement, and she dismissed the petitions. Barrett said Pate filed a $33 million lien against her. The trial is expected to conclude Thursday or Friday, and I will be watching for that to update you on this story. Here we go again, you guys. Do you remember not very long ago there was an article that was out on a gentleman that ended up getting 43 years in prison for filing retaliatory liens, and we're looking at that more and more all the time. The MAC, the Moorish American Consulate, and groups like the MAC that are using retaliatory liens against people are looking at these kind of jail sentences very shortly if they continue to push the agenda. These are false and frivolous filings of documentation that is used for the purpose of real commerce, not the fake, bogus stuff that they try to do to retaliate against people that disagree with their ideology. All right, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and everybody, please take care. The link in this for this actual article, for those of you that would like to read it, will be pinned to the top of the comment section of this video. Everyone have a wonderful day.